Lucy, did you contact that person yet?
I did. Yeah, I talked to her. She's weird. Um, but she, she sent me pictures and I was like 2 days ago. And then I said, well, I'd like to see it before I buy it. And she's like, well, that's the funny thing. And she started saying that her sister thinks that we should meet in like a neutral place, like at a police station or something. And I said, well, is it easy to travel with? And she's like, no, not really. So I don't know.
Wait, what is this, Lucy? A telescope?
It's a what is 8-inch Dobsonian, and she's saying 400 or best offer. So
Yeah, it's a go-to, an Orion 8-inch XT G with go-to for 400 bucks.
Is that the one that was on Facebook Marketplace?
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, that's a good deal. That works.
Yeah, she direct messaged me, and then I knew Lucy was entertaining the idea of upgrading. I thought that'd be right up her alley.
yeah. So I got paid today, so I'll call her tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it's something I told her or suggested that one of our members should come and check it out first and make sure it's.
No, he dropped names and totally offered your guys' support. Bob, he said, you live near Mount Laurel. Yeah, he totally volunteered you. But way to sugarcoat it, Dave.
Actually, I was thinking it may be Tim Moyer.
Yeah, I like Tim better anyway.
Oh.
I was just making sure you were listening, that's all.
Oh, I heard
it. Was it somebody upselling it or just somebody else?
What's that?
Was it somebody in the club selling it?
No, it was I don't know, just some lady. She said it was her ex-husband's. From what I understand, she's been stashing it at her sister's house for the past couple of years. And now she's brought it out of hiding and wants to get rid of it. So
okay.
Yeah. So I'm still talking to her.
$375.
I don't know how to bargain. I don't know how.
Just say $375. Just say those words and see what it says.
Okay.
$375 cash today, or my office off the table.
Cash today. I'll be there.
As opposed to what though? Like, as opposed to what? Am I gonna write her a check? Like.
No, it's not a question of what they'll take. It's just when you say cash, it's like you sound more serious. You sound like.
I know. I was thinking that too.
Well, what does it go for?
Of course, I kept thinking about it. What's that, Paul?
For new?
You cut out. She said she bought it in like 2010. Is that what you asked me?
But what does it cost new?
It's about over $2,000.
You think? I saw like 1,200.
For an 8-inch go-to Dob?
The most I saw was 1,200 when I looked it up.
Was it brand new or used?
I think it was new. It was on the Orion site, and they don't make them anymore. It's discontinued, I guess, that whole package.
Yeah, they went to a different line. I think it's called the XXTI something now. They changed the codes, but designation. But it's definitely, if it works and it's fully functional, it's worth every penny.
If it works, the risk if you can't test it, or if it's
at the police station, I'm gonna plug it into their wall outside.
No, you bring a battery pack because it's a 12-volt thing, and you hook it up, and just see if the motors move, and make sure the hand controller moves. So don't worry, Liz. We'll have somebody that's a little more experienced there.
Okay.
I don't think she had any lenses though. She had a Barlow lens. That's it.
That's it, right?
So you got to spend money on buying lenses.
Well, sure.
Can I use the ones I have?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Phew.
Yeah, you think you're going to get a telescope and lenses for $400 or eyepieces?
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm disqualified from helping, because I don't have any eyepieces.
And
What's an
eyepieces don't come with instructions, right?
I see Mark made it on. Hey, Mark.
Hey,
Heard you were having some troubles there, but good to see you.
yeah, I just didn't know I needed to log in with my Zoom login before I could get into the meeting. So I thought I needed a special password just for the meeting. So anyway, it's all good now.
Good.
It's exactly what I thought last time. I had the same
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I mean, I had a Zoom account. I just didn't know I needed to use that.
Ah,
So. Yep.
well, we conduct all this top secret business. So
Oh yeah.
we
Yeah.
restrict access.
I don't know how I got through the clearance on that. I don't know.
Well, you know the difference between astronomy and astrology. So there you go.
That'll get you in. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Once in a while, you know, we make an exception, Mark, once in a while.
Yeah.
For diversity's sake, you know.
Thank goodness for me. How's our stuff?
Well, maybe I'll get started. We got 7 of us, and I don't have the usual little PowerPoint this month. I'm actually down at my daughter's in Maryland, away from my computer. I probably should be set up better to work remotely here, but I'm not. So the Skywatch, and I remember seeing Venus and a couple other things, and then looked up, and by the time it got dark, the clouds rolled in somewhat, and maybe a few sucker holes, and then it got pretty cloudy. So unfortunately, but it was a nice night. It was warm, and everybody was just like having a good time chatting and hoping if the clouds were going to clear, and they never did. And went home a little while later, but
We need to get a club shaman to do some kind of chant or something to clear the sky.
Yeah, right. I don't know. But so our next event actually is a club picnic, and I did reserve the pavilion, and I'll post something on the group and the details, but it's going to be July 16th, which is a Sunday, 1 p.m.
Is being recorded.
And it's at what's called the Yellow Pavilion. I don't know. It's at Estelle Manor Park, or Atlantic County Park in Estelle Manor. If anybody's familiar with that, it's a little bit south of Mays Landing, somewhat a central location for club members. And if you go in kind of the main drive to the right, you go down about a quarter mile or a little more, and there's parking and a playground on the left side, and there's a yellow pavilion right behind it, and that's where we'll be. So there's like a parking lot, restrooms, and the pavilion right there. If you go a little bit past it, I think there's a blue pavilion, and then a little bit further down, there's a red pavilion. We've had it in years past at the red pavilion. It's a little bit out of the way. It's kind of nice and quiet, but it's a little bit more of a walk from the parking area by that one. So anyway, we're at the Yellow Pavilion Sunday, July 16th. So more on that. If you haven't been to one of our picnics before, the club does kind of meats and beverages, sodas, waters, stuff like that. And then everybody brings kind of a dish, kind of potluck, you know, a picnic fare of salad, macaroni salad, fruit salad, dessert, what have you. We typically have plenty of food.
Is there like a grill there, or
Oh, yeah.
we bring them? Okay.
Now they have a grill, and yeah, we'll generally get the charcoal and a fire going and cook up stuff, but people bring stuff to eat, and it's a family thing. I mean, there's a playground right there for kids and
Awesome.
stuff like that. So
All right. Do you do a sign up for stuff to bring, or we just wing it?
Well, we'll have kind of an announcement on the group, the groups.io, and people kind of RSVP. And then often people will say, I'm bringing a potato salad or baked beans or whatever, and we try to avoid 6 different pots of baked beans, but sometimes there's duplicates. Steve's smiling there.
Did you mention that the club provides the hamburgers and hot dogs and buns? I'm not sure I heard that part.
Yeah, like we did before. And
I didn't know-
drinks. We typically bring a cooler with some sodas or waters, whatever. So, yeah, and it's a nice little park, and it's a nice pavilion. So anyway, that's July 16th coming up. So that's really our next event, other than anybody wants to get together at SOS or anywhere else people want to try to get together and do something. I did confirm recently also, we're going to do another event at Forsyth at the National Wildlife Refuge. We did that the last couple of years, I think. We did that last fall. And the date for that is going to be October 6th. So that's a Friday, and there'll be more on that as it approaches. But back in the fall, I think there might be a Skywatch. I don't have the schedule in front of me. The Perseid meteor shower, perhaps in August, I think is a good Dark of the Moon. We might have an event then. Probably a Skywatch in September sometime is our star party, and then we'll have Forsyth and maybe an event in November, so typical fall schedule. But in terms of public observing, we're kind of in the summer lull already. Can't believe it's June already. So that's pretty much what I have in terms of club events. I guess maybe I'll pass it over to Bob if you're ready. You have the things for the photo contest or announce the winners or something on that?
I can do that. At least I think I can do that.
Okay, because I guess that was month of May was voting and contest ended in April. So
Bob, will you be able to show like all the pictures before you reveal the winners, just to kind of go over them again?
I can do that if you want. I was going to definitely show the winners, but I can show all of them. Hold on a second. Let me stop sharing. I guess I'm not sharing.
No, you're sharing.
Leave it to you, Dave, to throw a monkey wrench into.
yeah, right at the last minute.
Well, there were some really good pictures, and since you can only go to poll unit a couple of times, be nice to see them again.
Yeah, show us the runners up. What were you thinking?
Well, but I don't want
No
to
bronze, no silver.
but I don't want to give away the winners. So I'm trying to figure out a way I can show them without you seeing the votes is what I'm trying to do. So
Oh,
Yeah, Dave, you did mess it up. Sorry, Bob. You're right.
Well, you could always announce the winners and show everybody afterwards.
yes.
yeah, I'll show them afterwards.
Yeah.
Poor Bob's like,
Good old Dave.
I know, Bob, can you get the dome working while you're doing this?
Yeah, if there was someone there to, push buttons, sure. Okay, hold on. So now I got to go back to sharing. All right, you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and I can say start. All right, so now is it full screen? Or
It is.
Okay. Okay. So, as you, I'm sure all know, contest started 2 months ago, I guess, 3 months ago. We allowed images from all of 22 and the first 4 months of 23. And members could submit images in 3 different categories. And then we had the month of May, the whole month of May for voting. And the votes are in. So we have some results.
Ooh,
I know, isn't that cool?
this is, yeah.
No. Don't try this at home. I'm a professional here. Okay, so by the numbers, we had 7 nightscapes, 12 solar system images, and 15 deep sky objects. And 4 out of the 7 nightscapes got a vote, and 8 out of the solar system, 8 out of the 12 solar system, and 12 out of the 15 deep sky. So
Wow.
it was a lot of good.
Oh, okay. I see.
Speaks to the quality of the images that that many got. You know, people thought it was the best image. And you can see the total number of votes there. Some people voted in all the categories and some people didn't, which is fine. So, beginning with nightscapes. Drum roll, please. So Dan's not with us tonight, but Dan McCauley's image, and there it is.
Daniel Dance.
I don't remember which one I voted for. Oh my gosh.
That's nice.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I like the
Is this at Seven Bridges, one of those nights you guys went?
No, I think he took this down at Assateague.
Oh, okay.
it's very cool.
This makes me want to go down there.
Mm-hmm.
The reflection off the water and the lights are nice. You know, in addition to the Milky Way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think the horses think when they see this stuff? They're like, huh, just trying to go to sleep, this darn Milky Way.
Very nice.
Mhm.
All right, so I will reach out to Dan and let him know that.
What do you win? You win a car or something? What do you win?
You mean a new kitchen?
Cars made by Hot Wheels.
Yeah, right.
No, it's actually you get a piece of club merch.
Ah, okay, club merch. All right.
Cool.
So I'll have him. Steve, can I have him contact you?
You may, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on, the solar system. So the winner is. Ba-dum. I don't know.
Oh, nobody responded.
Somebody didn't give you a name.
Yeah. So the instructions included a sentence saying, "Please give us your name."
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Fine. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Not everybody read the instructions. So, but here's the image.
That is
Oh, wow.
awesome.
It's a nice image. Wow.
Beautiful.
So if anybody knows,
Oh,
whose image
that's mine for sure. This is Harry. Oh yeah, that's mine. Now I recognize.
No, Harry, we know it's not yours. Yours are the ones that have millions of stars, not one.
That's really a nice shot.
I think that's SDO's,
Who's that?
the Solar Dynamic Observatory.
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it looks like
That's
Google
really good.
Images.
If anybody knows, let me
Round of
know. I did put a note out on the website asking if if you submitted an image with the file name of this image, and no one got a hold of me. So
Yeah.
There's no way to know where it came from.
no,
I don't.
because people who submit images didn't have to have an invitation or anything. They could just go there and go in and put it in.
I have to have Joe look at it. He can look at the exit data and all that. He'll figure out. who took it.
The bottom line is, they're not here, they don't win. So who was the next runner-up?
That's what. Yeah,
Oh,
leave it to Dave.
Okay, so moving along, deep sky objects. And the winner is,
Wow.
How's he
He's a,
gonna win and not show up?
He's gonna get 2 prizes now.
yeah,
Wait
that's,
till after you
yeah,
vote.
yeah, that, actually, someone could, we could turn this into, Paul and Dave, can we turn this into an official meeting? And someone make a motion that you have to be present to win, and then we can
Okay.
vote.
I like it.
So there's
I second that.
geez.
Wow.
Is that row? What is that?
yeah, that's row.
Harry.
Wow. Look
And
at
he
those
did, I think he
colors.
did take this at Seven Bridges.
Wow.
I think I didn't vote for this one because it was too nice.
A lot of color.
I think it's cool because there's a globular cluster there, and
Yeah.
you can also see he took it with a camera. Took it with a camera lens.
So you get the starburst and the bright stars.
Yeah, you can see the starbursts, and
Oh.
if you count the starburst, you can figure out how many petals his shutter has.
I mean, this is a pretty wide field. What do you say? Maybe 100mm lens, or maybe?
I
something?
think it might be his Rokinon 135.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are the different colors like different gases, or what is that about? Is that how far away they are? What is that indicative of? The types of stars they are, or galaxies? Nobody?
What
Well,
was,
it's supposed to represent the types of gases, right? That are
That's what I thought,
being
yeah.
illuminated, but I don't know in this picture.
Well, generally oxygen is blue and hydrogen is more red.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether he used a narrow band and
Right.
then assigned colors based upon the frequency.
Yeah.
But I've done images of Rho, and it's quite colorful. So I'm not, this may be natural color. I'm just not certain.
Wow.
Well, my guess is, since it looks like he used his Rokinon 135, he probably was not using a filter.
Okay.
At all?
My guess anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I have a filter on my 100mm, but
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah. Would you have any idea how long it would take to get an image like that?
well,
With
he's
that kind of
stacked it, so-
intensity and
I mean, it's not that dim of an object. The problem is it's never very high in the sky at this
Yeah.
latitude. So you're shooting
Yeah.
through a lot of atmosphere, and there's only certain times a year. So,
huh.
yeah.
Well,
So
okay.
in order to encourage people to vote, we decided to have a drawing for the voters, and they also will get a similar prize. So
Okay.
what I've done here is, hold on a second. So I created, can you see that?
Mhm.
Still see it?
Yeah, see where it says you have to be present to win?
Okay, so this is a list of all the 35 people who voted and the names that we got from them. So some of them are a little cryptic, but numbered 1 through 35. And then I have here in this cell of the spreadsheet is a random number generator.
Oh,
And so
let's see where I am.
if I hit
Are there two Rons? 27 and 28?
Yeah, I think
There's two
so.
Rons?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I hit F9 here, every time I hit it, it comes up with a new random number.
Huh.
So I'm going to count to 3 and then hit it one more time, and that will be the random number.
There we go.
Rossi.
David Rossi! Is he present? Hold on.
Is
We
he
didn't see
right? Is he
him, so
present?
I don't
I am
know.
as
Does he have to show his
present as
face?
a,
Yeah,
Is
he's
it
not
Chris-
here. Sorry, he's
Isn't
not
it-
here. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
If it had been a 5, Dan would have gotten the sweep.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Oh, I thought you
So-
were really doing it again.
Now,
I showed my face. Nobody wanted to see it, but I'm showing
No,
it.
take it away.
Yeah, goodbye.
There's a chance I might be down your way Saturday, Dave. I could always drop it off.
Always a pleasure to see you, Steve.
okay, so if you wanted to see the images, we'll see the images. Hold on.
My, what a big straw you had there, Lucy.
It's metal. We're green in this house. I'm green anyway.
Is that a gin and tonic? That's what that looks like. a big gin and
It's a cucumber and mint vodka
Mm.
with some
Oh.
apple juice because that's what I had.
Nice.
over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty refreshing. Thanks for asking, guys.
Um, all right. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the nightscape. Let me see if I can.
Oh, wait. I don't see the picture.
Okay, it's shown.
I'm not showing a picture.
Oh, I was gonna say, okay.
So we already saw that, the winning one.
Okay.
Then there's this one.
It was a pretty clear win. I mean, 16-11.
Yeah.
This is nice. This is nice.
Trying to see, kind of trying to make it full size here. There we go. You see that?
Yes.
It's pretty.
Was that a very old or a very new moon?
Yeah.
Old, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about to go dark.
New moon. I don't know.
It's about to go dark, I believe.
Where was it, Paul?
When
It
do
was
you have?
after new moon, so it was a young moon.
Okay.
Ah,
Young moon.
I thought the horns were on the other side when it's getting bigger. No.
No, that was at Belle Plaine over Lake Nummy.
So cool.
Oh,
Here's another one.
nice.
Taking a
This
break.
is
before my-
nightscapes category.
Yeah, this is not, these are nightscapes, yeah. And then can you
Yeah.
see the Pleiades up there?
Kind of dim. Yeah, if I brighten my
No, I
screen,
really-
I
I
see it
can't,
a little
no.
bit.
Yeah, there's not much I can do about that, I don't think.
I just see the stars if I brighten my screen.
So that's the third one. And then
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
That one.
I could
The
take a
clarity
guess
on
at that.
Huh. Very sharp moon.
Yeah, that's really nice. So we don't know who took these at this point?
well, some of them we do. The people who left their names we do.
Oh, I see.
I'll tell you in a minute. So here's a half moon. The only one of these that I know who it is this one, and that's Mr. Rossi.
Okay, nice.
Well, that one at the bottom there, Blue Hour and the Winter Constellations, that looks like one of Dan's to me.
It is. I knew some of them I know because people posted them online.
Yeah.
So this is Seven Bridges, huh?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
at the Rand Marina.
Yeah,
That's a nice landscape. I mean, it's I like those.
Yeah, that's why
posters.
Dan shoots there, because he likes this.
yeah. I chose not to vote, but if I had, I would have voted for this one.
Looks like
Right.
it could be like a sympathy card, right? Like, so sorry, the sun will come up again another day. I don't know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you wanted to really make a statement, Photoshop in cross pieces, so it looks like a bunch of crosses sticking out.
Oh my God.
That would be a pretty powerful image.
Or you can make it a horror thing and put like heads on top of it. So,
Oh my God, I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I see the crosses. Yeah,
Like a
that looks,
vampire.
no, it's a little dark to be,
Nice
Count
yeah.
Vlad.
See vampires on stakes.
Or
Wow,
Vlad the Impaler. He didn't-
Yeah.
Should I just mute myself? Sorry.
wow. You guys
He
are
should have
ruining,
showed up to
You guys
defend
are-
himself.
guys are ruining it for me. This was my favorite.
Got possibility.
Okay, and then you already saw the winner. All right, so now
Uh.
go back to. All right, solar system.
Another pretty substantial winning margin.
Hmm. So that would be with a solar scope, right?
Yeah, hydrogen alpha. Well,
Because you can see the flares.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, you can see the flares with a white light as well.
Oh, you can? I didn't know that. Okay.
but yeah, that was with the club's blood.
Okay.
That was so cool. With what, which one, Paul?
Well, the club owns a LUN.
Okay.
We had that at the Star Party.
Hmm. The sunspots show up really nice.
Yeah, that's a big sunspot.
Hmm. Ah, okay. Oh, what that is?
Comet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool.
2022 E3 ZTF.
Yeah.
Does it have a date when that was taken?
Well, it's a comet that was observed in 2022. So it was
Yes.
probably either then or earlier this year. I'm not sure when it was best in the sky.
Well, I mean, I observed it from December all the way to February. That's why I was curious which date this one was taken.
Does the file name show up, Bob, anywhere? Because sometimes the date would be in the file name. No, I guess not.
That's okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Nice round core. That's like a perfect circle. Oh. Hmm.
So you guys said you have a solar telescope. So do you guys have telescopes that you lend out to members?
Yeah, we do
I
sometimes.
don't know how they work it.
That's great.
Yeah, ours is an 80 millimeter. This, again, this was taken with the 80 millimeter line.
Nice.
And you put like a digital single lens reflect. What do you put on it? The camera.
I use the crop sensor, digital SLR. That's all. That's a single image.
Oh, wow. Huh. Nice.
Yeah, that was Mr. Rossi's.
A lot of texture.
And this one is also Mr. Rossi's.
You can, I like the texture of the suns. You can actually kind of get like a texture in the sunspots, you know, and a nice penumbra or whatever, penumbra or whatever they call it around the sunspot. Hmm. Wow, who did that?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
needs more stars.
He's- yeah.
I think your sensor's dirty.
That's
Yeah,
right. I looked it up. I looked it up. There weren't any sunspots that day, Harry. I think your post-processing has got an extra.
You Photoshop them in. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a post-processing technique. Yeah. In PixInsight, there's a button called sunspot. And you just
Yeah.
Probably is.
Drag and drop.
Lighter on how many you had, right?
Ooh, the comment. You can
Yeah,
see
it's-
the ion trail. Pretty long. Hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Actually green.
Huh?
just about the only green object in the sky. Moving along here because there's a whole bunch of deep sky. So
I like that. What is that a during an it's not during an eclipse, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Assume Uranus is the bright one upper left.
Probably, but I don't know.
Had a little blue hue.
Okay, yeah. Another
And
comment.
stars. 2017.
I like the skywriting too. I don't know how I did that.
There happened to be an airplane flying by pulling one of those banners.
Okay. All right. So that was all of the ones like that, and go back here. So the sun image was a clear winner here. 10-5 was the next.
Yeah.
Okay, and on to the deep sky. So we did not try to correct anybody about whether their image was in the correct category or not. So
Yeah.
I don't know whose this was, but they may not have understood.
With a circle, it almost looks like they might have held like a phone up to a scope or something too.
Is this not the same image as was in the other contest?
I think it is.
It might
It
be.
looks like it.
It might be. Maybe.
But
May-
that might be quite a good
And it
I-
looks like it was shot through an eyepiece, maybe because of the way the
round.
circular background.
that
Yeah.
might be a pretty good phone image, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they submitted it here and then realized it was in the wrong category and didn't
Yeah.
you could actually take it out, but maybe they didn't know that. So
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like another image.
Oh. Hmm.
this is the eagle, right?
Okay.
See the pillars.
Yep.
This is where Dave's supposed to say, isn't that a Hubble image?
Too many stars.
Yeah,
It's not mine.
But
That's not an easy thing to shoot.
No,
The
it's-
pillar creation is not easy.
no, it's not. It's always low in the sky and it's not up for a long period of time. But it's good to see people, I mean, this person's probably not I don't know who it is, but probably new to astrophotography and they did a good job.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no
Can you-
supernova.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Oh.
you can tell when this
Yeah.
wasn't taken.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they photoshopped out the supernova.
Yeah. really good,
Good detail in the core.
Yeah.
really good detail here in this
Yeah.
these dark
in the
areas.
pinwheel, yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Lagoon and Rosette.
Okay.
Griffith.
Oh, the Triffid?
Hmm.
A lot of stuff going on there.
Yep.
A lot of wildfire smoke in that image.
Now, the Triffid doesn't go up super high, does it?
Uh,
No, it's Sagittarius, so it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Pleiades.
some good nebulosity there.
Mhm.
All right, you seen that one?
Mhm.
Yep. Hmm. Hmm.
A lot of different colors. There's really good color in this.
I want to say that's another, is that like Daniel's work?
I don't know.
He has intense colors.
The Running Man I really like here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the trapezium's blown out.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been nice to
Yeah, okay.
maybe HDR might have brought it out or
Yeah.
something. But it's still, I mean, Orion is still really cool as usual.
Yeah.
Where are we? Jellyfish.
Oh.
I don't know who sent this one in.
I don't know why this person didn't put any more stars in there. He's known for his stars.
Harry
I don't
stole them.
know. I don't think so.
Harry stole them.
No, I think, yeah, I don't, I can say that's not mine.
Harry's
Look
pretty
in the
stingy.
lower right.
Oh, I can't even read that.
It says Wayne Phillips.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So it's a cone and a Christmas tree, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
Which is which? I've never been clear on that. You know, is the Christmas tree the larger structure?
Yeah, it's this whole big
Yeah.
thing, I think. And the cone is just this little thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Christmas tree is really stars. It's like an asterism. And there's just all this nebula in the area.
Right.
I mean, you can see the Christmas tree visually.
Yeah, because I often hear it referred to as the Christmas tree cluster, not the Christmas nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think this one might be Dan's.
Nope.
Nope. Mark's.
Is that the one on the left? Is that the horse? Is that the little horse head down there?
Yeah, it's a horse head and
Look at her horse head.
Orion.
Yeah.
Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's with my red cat, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Nice.
Right.
Just amazing how there's like little stuff everywhere.
Yeah, this was in a Bortle 1 sky, so
Oh, okay.
I really like this picture.
yeah, there's so much there that you don't ordinarily see unless you can really get a nice exposure.
Yeah, plus normally if you're zoomed in further, I mean, you know, you just show the nebulosity and so you miss all this other stuff that's sort of in between and this big red area and you know, so
yeah.
Heart and soul.
Nice color, yeah. Nice heart. little plaque there in the coronary artery, but other than that.
So this was a
So-
narrow band also shot out west.
I always think the soul looks like a pig or something, a little baby pig.
It does.
or-
Yeah, it's facing
Yeah.
to the right. It's got a little tail.
Yeah, the right
The
side.
front
Yeah,
and- You can see the front and back legs.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
See it.
Little
It wasn't right next to the heart. I bet they would have named it the Pig Nebula.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Now I can't see anything but a pig.
Really
Also,
nice, Mark.
Eye and a nose too on the pig.
Yeah, and a mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Trip. No, trip.
This is, um,
81, 82.
The triplet, right?
Yeah. no, this is,
Oh,
was it
oh, boats.
Bode and the cigar?
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one I voted for.
I like this one because it's really got good star color. Whoever it is kept the star color in really well. And then there's also
That's
these,
very nice.
there's also another
All the galaxies.
galaxy over
Yeah.
here.
Was this shot with a
One here.
Newtonian?
What's that?
Was this shot with a Newtonian?
Looks like it. I think this might be Jim Nash's.
Why do you say, how do you know it was shot with a Newtonian?
The star
Because it has diffraction spikes on the bright stars.
Oh, okay.
Is that a lens versus mirror thing?
It's the way the
s-
secondary mirror is supported, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondary mirror is held by something called a spider, which is 4 veins that go into the middle of the scope to hold the
Okay.
secondary mirror, and those veins create this diffraction spike.
You'd see it in the Schmidt-Cassegrain, but the secondary mirror is in the corrector plate.
Right.
So a filter wouldn't fix that or
Mm-mm.
change it? Or you like that? Is that supposed to be in there? I don't know.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Okay.
There's actually software to add diffraction spikes if you want to add them, and there's I think
No
there's
way.
also software to take them out. So
Well,
Okay.
I believe the Hubble and the James Webb, they all have diffraction spikes as well.
right. And James Webb has very unique diffraction spikes because of the there's extra support for the mirror that gets shown as well. So instead of 4, I think it's 6, or I forget, but it's very unique.
Okay.
Well, the panels are hexagonal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Whose panels? James Webb's or any telescope?
James Webb.
James Webb.
Okay.
Webb, yeah.
There's 18 of those babies, isn't there?
Yep, something like that. Yep.
It's not the cigar, is it?
Yeah, this is a closer image of the cigar.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that red before.
Yeah, I think this is Rich Dudek's, I think.
Oh,
I like that. I mean, when I was looking at that, I was saying that's pretty cool.
It's like a sci-fi movie.
So,
it looks like something exploding.
Mm-hmm. Something
Beetlejuice.
probably did explode.
Or maybe the supermassive black hole in the center of the galaxy is spitting out a lot of gas and plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the rosette. Yes.
Rosette, yeah.
Yep. That's a
Is that Dave Ferruggio's by chance?
I don't know.
I don't know. I did a rosette, but I don't remember whether this is the one or there was another rosette in there. I'm not sure.
There
thought
are
mine was a little
there are
redder.
there are multiple rosettes.
And
Okay.
how,
This one was Howard. This one was Howard's.
Okay.
And that M8182 was Jim Nash.
Okay.
Okay, and is that it? Is that all of them? So I thought there was another rosette, but I guess not.
Yeah, go back up a little bit. I think I see. Right at the, yeah, very top now.
Oh, I skipped one, didn't I?
Yeah,
Is that yours?
yeah. I didn't put my name on it. And I got rid of some of the stars because I knew you guys would complain.
That's nice, Harry.
Thank you. Red Cat.
Yeah, well done.
It's got some nice detail in the core there, and the color's good. You've got a nice exposure. Stars look good.
That was fun. That was a good, it was a fun contest, you know, to do that. I think that's a great idea to do that contest.
So Harry, next year, I expect that you don't, or later this year, whenever we do the next one, you know, I don't want you to hold back. I know you didn't want to, show off too much, so you only
Right.
sent some of your other images.
Yeah, we want you to send your best stuff in next time.
Yeah,
All right.
you need to challenge us because you're so far ahead of us that you
Yeah,
need
I hear you saying. Yeah.
all right.
Literally
was fun.
light years ahead of us.
Bob,
Oh.
thank you for putting the time in to do that.
A labor of love.
Assuming the forest fire smoke ever goes away, we may never shoot again.
I know. This is getting really old.
Yeah, I wanted to go out this coming weekend, but I don't think it's going to happen with between the clouds off and on and the smoke. So
But I think if
I
the
will.
wind direction would change, the sky would clear up pretty fast as far
Yeah.
as smoke goes. It's just we need the wind direction to change.
Yeah, I think something was over New England and it's sweeping it down the backside of it.
Well, last week it was going out over the Atlantic and then
But like
circulating back,
yeah,
and it was coming from offshore onto Jersey. Now it's just coming straight down from the north.
Right. Yep. So
There's like 130 fires in Quebec only.
Jeez.
Well,
What
it looks-
happened? What did just something get out of control? Was it like a controlled burn that?
It's in a
No.
very remote part of Canada. Nobody lives there, and
Very
it's very
dry.
dry conditions.
They
And
said they said it was a combination of lightning and careless campers.
campers were involved, really,
Some
in
of
that
them,
part of
yeah.
Canada.
Some of them, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. See, it's all up like by Hudson Bay, isn't it? The fires. That's pretty remote.
Well, the numbers have actually dropped. It looks like we were at like 260 in Vineland today. And it looks like
Yeah.
now it's down to 71 as far as the air quality index. So it looks
Yeah.
like it's starting to clear out, but it's 171 is still really bad.
Well, I looked at a map earlier today, and it's still really bad over DC and really bad up over Long Island, but we got a little bit of a clearing patch here. But it's still kind of smoky on either side of us, so it might just be a temporary lull. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, here we are. Astropspheric. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. But is this now?
This is now. So the purple is the worst. It doesn't get any worse.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Thought it cleared up. Maybe I'm thinking of a different, maybe I was
So-
looking into the future.
So if I go to like tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. and then 6 p.m. tomorrow night is when it starts to,
Yeah.
and then at midnight tomorrow, still on the edge, and then 6 a.m. on Saturday, you're still that way.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, this is the map I was looking at. It
middle of
was,
the day on Saturday is when it starts. We start getting out of the purple and into the little bit better, and then by Saturday night, it looks
I
like
think it goes
maybe-
that far out, does it?
I don't know.
It doesn't
don't
go
go
very
so far.
far. It doesn't go very far out at all.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think only like 48 hours or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Saturday afternoon is the farthest out it forecast right now.
Yeah, there you go. That's Tuesday. I mean, it's 2 p.m. on Saturday.
But if you run the animation, you can kind of see what's sort of headed towards us. And there's a lot of smoke all directions around us yet, so.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I was
But
on.
it looks very clear off in the like Missouri, western Missouri and Arkansas. So if the wind would just shift from that direction in a day or two, we'd probably be clear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Bob.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you,
all.
Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Oh, no problem. So just very quickly, Paul, since I have the floor, I'll just share one image since I didn't,
Sure.
I didn't
Go ahead.
participate. I didn't participate in the contest, so I've only shot one image, I think, in the last like 3 months. So, and actually, this is kind of an experiment to see what you guys see on your screen because this image.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
So,
Yeah.
Like the faces in our club.
so Mark, Mark, does this look different than it did the other night? Or do you still seeing the artifact?
Well, I haven't seen the image yet. I'm
Oh, you're
still
not?
looking
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
everybody's
share it
faces.
first.
Oh, I guess I need to share it first.
That
Yep.
would help.
Ooh.
No, I don't see that ring.
I don't
Yeah,
see it.
Okay, so
Yeah, whatever it was, I don't see it on the
Okay.
screen.
It's gone.
so I just created a mask for the stars and then used curves on the rest of it and got rid of that.
You want nuclear.
Yeah, exactly. It bugs me that now I'm worrying about every image I show, whether someone's seeing something different than what I see. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but this is M13 and there's another galaxy here and another little galaxy down
Oh,
here.
There's galaxies all over here.
Yeah.
In the upper left, there's one.
Yeah.
Right there. Yep.
So
Did you take like I forget whether it was
cool.
Daniel Dance said that you should just take like 30-second exposures and for clusters, keep the exposure time short where you'll blow it out.
now these were 2-minute exposures.
You're 2-minute. Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
Did you use HDR to keep it from getting blown out in the bright parts?
Actually, I used a Blur Exterminator did a really good job of that.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
So I wouldn't mind sharing something, but I didn't enter because I take pictures that are really unusual of the sun, and I take them pictures of the sun, technically the sun's path, over weeks. So if you want to see them, I could share them, but I didn't think
Yeah.
they kind of exactly fit the contest.
No, it would have been a solar system.
would
but
have
That's
been.
okay. So are you talking about an analemma? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they're not analemmas. They're solar graphs.
Okay.
So I can share my screen. I can share my screen if you want.
Sure. Yep,
Sure.
go ahead.
Okay. Uh-oh. If I get my computer to let me do it. Oh. Okay, I think that should work now, hopefully. Window. Entire screen. Okay, hang on. Share. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
So this is one of my first ones. It's pretty messy, but I should have shown you. Well, I'll show you I have my cameras with me, so I'll show them to you after. But this was taken in Wharton State Forest, and basically it's a soda can, and it was up for probably, I think this one was up for like 3 weeks. And here's another one. This one looks a little blurry on the screen, and sometimes they are a little blurry. But again, you can see the sun's path. Basically, I point, so it's a pinhole camera. So it's a soda can with a tiny little, literally a pinhole put in the front. And inside of the can is photographic paper. And the photo paper itself, its ISO is about 6. So, and then I just put them, the way you do it is you put them up on a sturdy object that's, well, technically one that's not going to move, but you can put them on moving objects too, if you want. And you point it south. And if you point it south, you'll get the whole path of the sun. This one was a little bit obscured. This is a bridge that goes over a stream down here. This one is at Carranza Field. And this one's a little different because I put it on a tree that was young and the tree was moving back and forth. So that's why the path is a little scratchy. And that's, we'll just jump forward. And this is another one in Wharton State Forest. They do tend to come out a little bit blue. I haven't changed the color, but oh, and this one is not far from my house. This is Timber Creek, again on a tree. This was like 3 weeks. When I set it up, at first I wasn't sure that I had pointed it properly. So the day, like a day or two later, I went and reset it. And this is one in front of my house. That's just half a day. Oh, and this is what they look like when they come out of the can. This is the negative of that shows up on your paper. And this is Goshen Pond near Atzion. And what you do is I take the paper out of the can and I scan it with a scanner. And then I put it in Photoshop. And this is the Goshen Pond one. I put it in Photoshop and I invert it. And I also flip it horizontally. So it's sort of the correct view. And I haven't done any that have been really longer than 3 or 4 weeks yet, but some people do them. And this is also Goshen Pond. So some people do these and they do them for like a whole year. And then you get this really broad path and you get to see the, you know, the sun at its lowest point in the winter and its highest point in the summer. So yeah, that's sort of how, and some of the tins are really small, like the size of a little mint tin. Anyway, that's, now I'll stop sharing.
Is each band like represent a different day? So you can see it
Yes.
get higher in the,
Yeah.
wow. That's
And
pretty cool.
What's kind of interesting about it too is you can see like sunny days, then cloudy days, or sunny mornings and cloudy afternoons. So that's,
Where'd you learn to do this?
I saw a picture of it somewhere because, you know, I like the sun. And so I Googled it and learned more about it. And the first thing I did is I tried doing it myself, I think, and then I didn't have much success. So then I went and bought from the UK, this guy, he prefabs these solar cans.
Okay.
And then I took class and then I ended up making my own, which actually I have some, hopefully I have one of my own here. Oh yeah, here we go. This is my can right here. And what you do is you cut the top off and then right under here, this is the shutter. So you would pull, and I don't think I have anything in here. So I mark my, there's a tiny little pinhole right in here. And then so I take it out to the tree. Well, before I take it out to the tree, I load the camera. So I undo this part here. One of these parts. And hopefully there's no paper in here. Oh, there is paper in here. Oh, well, I've already scanned it, so it's okay. But you can see the paper's loaded in there.
Mm.
And you just have to leave the section, open where the pinhole is. So the light can go in the pinhole and hit the paper. And then you just put the lid back on, tape it up, tape this thing to a tree, make sure it's pointing south, the pinhole's pointing south, and then you remove the shutter just after you've secured it to the tree, or you can secure it to a post or a fence in your backyard or wherever you want to do it. And then you leave it up for as long as you want, a day, a few hours, whatever.
So is there an actual
month.
camera or it's just the paper?
It's just the paper. The light
Okay.
goes through the hole.
Does it burn it? How does it leave a mark?
Well,
It's
it just
photographic
takes-
paper.
It's photographic paper, right? And
So
it
it's
has-
magic.
They're like film.
Well, it is photosensitive paper. So when you expose this paper to light, it changes its chemistry.
Wow. That is very cool.
But it's very low. The ISO is only 6, with your camera, we start with like a DSLR, you start with an ISO of 100. And then in astrophotography, it's way higher than that. So it's very slow and you have to have a long exposure. But you can also do pinhole photography with film too. And that's like
That's amazing how it caught the trees and everything. It reminds me when my oldest son was in the Cub Scouts and it was the eclipse, they had something similar with a cereal box, and it's like, I guess you let the light shine through. So it's the same concept. That's pretty cool.
Right. So that's probably, the light come all the way through the box and cast on the floor, or the light you looked at it in the box?
So you can't look at the sun. So I guess I don't know, it's 2017.
Well, if you take a colander, the light will go through those little holes, and then on the ground, it'll make the image of the sun. And then the other thing you could do is just let the light go through the hole and hit the back of the box. We call that that's a camera obscura.
That's what it did.
Yeah.
Suzanne, when you take the film out, what precautions are you taking when you take that paper out of the?
Well, yeah, when I
That's a good
load
question.
I load it in my cedar closet with a red light.
You close
And
the
then-
shutter, right?
Yeah, when I load them, I do it in a dark space with a red
Okay.
light. And then like tonight, I just took this camera down the other day. So after the meeting, I turn all the lights here out in the studio, and I just do it at night, so there's no bright sunlight. I mean, you don't have to be crazy, like super
Okay.
sensitive, but I just quickly pull it out and quickly put it in the scanner. The thing is, you really only want to scan it once, because
Yeah.
every time you scan it, then you are exposing it to light.
Oh, so you're not fixing the film paper, like putting it in all those solutions. You scan it.
You can do that. You
Okay.
can do that. That's an option,
Got it.
but I usually just scan it.
You ought to tell Wayne, the teacher. I'm sorry, I forget his last
That's
name.
what I was thinking too.
You know,
He would love this.
His kids might really get a kick out of that.
Which
Ernst,
Wayne?
yeah.
Wayne is
Ernst.
that?
Ernst.
Wayne Ernst, ER.
Wayne
Oh,
Ernst.
okay.
He's always looking for things.
He's a science teacher.
Yeah, and he has an astronomy course that he teaches at a high school.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be
So-
great. Yes.
That would be
I'm
pretty neat.
curious, do you noodle around with pinhole size and the diameter of the can? In terms of-
Not, I'm only so far, well, this camera actually was given to me. I actually now belong to there's a New Jersey Pinhole Club. So I joined that, and someone gave me this guy 3D printed these cameras. So they're like half cylinders.
Yeah.
You see? And he also gave me a 0.2 millimeter pinhole. But me personally, I just take a pin, stick it in the can, and And haven't been too scientific about it yet. But someone asked about analemmas. I guess that was you, Bob. People do use these pinholes, actually. Some people are very artsy about it, and some people are very sciencey about it. And there are, if you go online, there are pinhole solar graphs that people make the analemmas with. What they do is they get their camera and they make a shutter that's set to a timer, and it's all very elaborate so that their shutter opens and closes automatically. And then they end up with this nice image of the analemma and all sorts of. So you can be very technical, or you can just be a little more, art centered about it.
Well, I was just wondering how well in focus you could get it if you played with the parameters of the camera,
Yeah,
it's surprising you see so much detail as you do just with that simple setup. But if you refined like the distance between the pinhole and the photographic paper, or adjusted the size of the pinhole, I'm just wondering how well in focus the image could be.
yes, you can get that better. And also the shape of your camera determines, like, if you, when it's this way, it's sort of like, not wide angle, but just sort of a standard view. But if you had a can and you put the hole on this end and the film on the back, then it would be not wide angle, it would be zoomed. So you can, if you change the shape of your camera and where your pinhole is in relationship to the paper, you do all, then you're making it a zoom or, wide angle, whatever you want.
Sure.
Yeah, and I would think too, like a can is quite thin. So when the sun goes to one side or the other, it kind of shoots through the hole. Where if you had something thicker, I'm wondering with a 3D printer, if it gets thicker, it's almost looking down a tunnel, and it's going to hit the side of it as opposed.
Yeah, so people do like this half cylinder thing, but also what's important is when the pinhole material itself is, this particular one is made with copper, like a copper foil. So the material where the hole is, it's better if it's not too thick.
Yes.
That will help with your sharpness of your image.
Yes.
And being more in focus, because the soda can itself is pretty thick, and you have to make sure you get all the burrs off and everything.
Oh,
Okay.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
So
Thank you. Very cool.
So Suzanne, I've been sitting here trying to find, I actually had 2 of those solar cans, and I did one for 6 months from the summer solstice to the winter solstice, and then the opposite. So I have from my roof, I have the whole 6 months.
Ooh, that's cool.
And one of my servers crashed, and so I don't have access to that file right now. But I'll post it on. I'll post it on Groups.io when I get access to it.
Okay. I have to tell you, I just started this, so I've been really impatient. This requires patience, so I haven't had one out longer than like a month, because I always am like, oh, I want to see what's happening. So you have to make I need to make a whole bunch of them so I can have a set that will stay out, like you said, and solstice is coming up. So
right.
I need to put one out for like 6 months and a whole year. That's really cool. Those images are amazing.
So that solar can guy, that he came out with a smaller version as well than that one you showed. I had the one just like you showed, but he has a newer one, and he sells like 3 or 4 at a time or something for a lower price. If you look it up on Solar Can, they're not that expensive if anybody's interested.
Yeah, and you can just have fun too. You can buy the prefab ones if you want, because that's easy. But you can also just have fun and experiment.
Yeah.
I was too lazy to build my own.
I had never heard of him before. That's pretty neat.
Thank you for sharing. That's really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah. Load.
Thank you, Dan. Well, maybe you want me to do the roundtable here, Dave? I don't know
Yes,
if he's-
please.
Okay. Yeah, we're 10 of 9. We've got a few minutes yet here. Maybe I'll start with Tom Murtha.
Hi, I'm new. I really don't have anything. I did go to the Star Party though, and I thought it was good. Had a good turnout, and there was some excitement with the kids there at the end. So it was nice seeing everybody there. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Tom. How about Mark Fieri?
Well, I posted this in Groups.io, but if people want to see a time lapse that I did this week at SOS, I could show that.
May or may not
Yes.
show over Zoom, but we can try it.
Okay, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll give it a try, because you're right, because the frame rate, it might lag.
We'll
But-
try it.
Yeah, try it.
What I'll do is I'll send a link in the chat to where you can download it or look at it, or actually just go into Groups.io if you can't really see it well, but let me go ahead and give it a try. So let's see, I'm going to share screen, desktop.
It's the
Okay.
end.
Are you seeing anything?
Yeah.
Here goes.
Huh.
So this is a full moon, and this is the shadow of the moon in this section right here.
Huh. Wow.
Nice.
That's a lot of, it's bright moon.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
big moon. Oof.
And this is in the wee hours I did my flats. Then I went back to bed, and then this is sunrise. So that literally went from sunset to sunrise, that time.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
wait a minute, Mark. No, you didn't go back to sleep. You went back and you were looking at your images in your trailer for a few
Oh,
hours
yeah.
while
How
you.
silly of me, how silly of me. That's the sun setting through the trees there. You just got a glimpse of that. And it was clear after sunset. And then I was out getting, everything ready to do my alignment and focus and all that. And then the clouds came, and now finally it was clear. So it was actually reasonably clear, but the moon was just so bright.
It's cool how you can see your telescope tracking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on the ability to take a small little camera and actually mount it on the scope,
Oh,
and then take a time lapse from that
right.
during the
Mm.
night. So it'll actually show the scope moving, and the sky moving with it. So
Hmm.
Is that it, Mark?
That's it.
Okay, thanks. Harry.
Well, I got a new Red Cat 71, and I've only had a chance to use it one time. And because the moon was bright and the smoke was coming in, so I took it out to this place called Savage Field in Evesham, and you could see hardly any stars at all. I mean, I think I could see Vega, Altair, Regulus, Venus. Venus was bright as heck, and the moon. So, but I mean, I got out of it what I wanted to, which was I took some pictures of the Hercules cluster, the Great Hercules cluster, and I just wanted to see if my stars would be, round and not oblong and not streaky. And I only took 30-second exposures. I need to go out and try it one more time with longer exposures, but it seems like now I'm really happy with it. And I'm going to replace, I have an ED80, a used ED80 that I bought that I don't really like, that I just keep getting egg-shaped and long, streaky stars. I'm probably going to sell that, and then I have a Red Cat 51, and I'm probably going to replace that with the Red Cat 70 and sell the Red Cat 51. So I'll have to kind of decide what I want to do with those two scopes, the ED80 and the Red Cat 51. I'm probably going to sell them. So we'll see.
Okay.
Mhm.
How you doing, Steve? Looks like you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I haven't done much. We were down in Florida for a week, and pretty much since we've been back, almost since then, it's been smoky. So waiting for some clear weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about Lucy?
Hi, am I muted? I'm on. Hi, everyone. No, yeah, the weather's been yucky. If it hasn't been raining, then it's been smoky. But I did get some good moon pictures a couple weeks ago, and I finally was able to see the phases of Venus. Figured out how to adjust my camera. Michelle and I finished our STEM class, well, her STEM class that she let me hang out at. So the kids submitted all their stuff, and it was very fun. Let's see, what else? Nothing really in the world of space for me. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, Michelle, you gotta meet Suzanne. She had a really cool activity for us.
Yeah.
The tin cans.
I saw part of the tin cans and then I got a call from a client, so I had to jump back off and then came back on. Which it's cool. I do a kind of solar paper one with kids. But it's a different type that they expose in the sun for a while, and they could put leaves on it and stuff like that, which is also something cool you can do with the kids.
Yeah.
That's better for younger kids, so we do it with the scouts. But the solar can is awesome.
Yeah. What,
That's why we record the meetings.
Lucy, what phase was Venus in? Like when you look at it now?
It was like half phase when I was
It
able
was
to see
half
it last
phase,
time. Right
okay.
now, I don't know. So
Oh, okay.
Dave knows his Venus phases.
Well, it's going from half, it's getting ever more crescent. So over the next month or two, it's going to turn into very thin crescent, and then it's coming toward us actually. So it's starting to get more and more of a crescent as we see more.
Oh, so you know what? I
Good.
don't even know like how often, like how fast does it change? So if it was 2 weeks ago a half Venus, would it still be half Venus now, or
It could be.
it's like because the
it's
moon
changing
changes
a
like
little
every
bit every
couple
day,
days?
but it's subtle. So over a week or so, you notice the changes. So it's
Okay.
coming closer to us. It's sweeping around between the sun and us. And it's going to be getting bigger. And it's also going to be getting more and more toward a crescent.
Okay. So how
And
many
it goes in front of the sun.
phases does it have in one of our years? Like how many times does it go full to new, or does it go all the way full or all the way new?
Well, I forget
Not really,
exactly,
right?
but
I don't
it's
think it goes all the way dark.
7 or 8 months or 6 months, it's less than a
Okay.
year that it orbits. So,
Right.
I mean, from when it's a quarter to it goes in front of the sun might be 2 months.
All right. I'll have
So
to find
kind of
out for us.
changing. And when it gets closer to us, it changes quicker. So I've been in a couple of days, it's phase change, but it's kind of fun to try to watch it and see
Yeah.
how thin of a Venus you can actually see.
Okay.
I think the thinner it is, it might be that it's easier to see because when it's kind of fuller, it's bright and you got to have like some kind of filter in there to kind of dim it a little bit. If you try to look at it through a telescope.
But it's funny though, Harry, because as it gets thinner, it actually gets bigger, longer. So
Yeah.
like the surface area, it's like two competing effects where you're seeing less of it, but then you're seeing a larger. So it's
Yeah.
not much dimmer, surprisingly.
Wow.
It stays
Interesting.
right.
Huh.
Yeah, Venus can be fascinating to watch. And like
Yeah.
when you see it further away, it's more circular. And then it slowly comes and it doesn't change the phase as much, but it gets slightly bigger. But the last bit of the show, from about half moon or half Venus down to a thin crescent, it's fascinating and goes pretty quick.
Well, it's really
Wow.
bright now.
Yep.
Yeah. I keep like dabbling with the idea of setting my alarm for like 4 a.m. so I can go say hi to Saturn, but hasn't happened
Oh.
yet.
You should do it. You should do it.
I
did
know.
that.
I'll just
I
wait
did
till
that-
July. It'll be out
No,
at
I
like
did
9
that
and I'll be awake.
on Sunday and on Tuesday. I think both days. I went out like to Cooper River Park, and I had it was kind of, I had my dog. It's kind of big.
Okay, good.
But you can see Saturn, and the rings are getting to be they're a little more like edge on, and Jupiter you could see, and Mercury you could see. I wasn't able to see Uranus or Neptune. They're a little just too Uranus is just too hard. It's too much in the sunlight, but you could see Mercury. It was,
What,
it was with binoculars. I saw Mercury.
oh, you could see this, the rings on the Saturn?
Saturn,
Yeah.
you could see the rings because Saturn comes up now around 2 a.m. So it's pretty up there at
Okay.
4 a.m.
What side of the river were you on?
The
Pennsauken or?
the south side near Route 130.
Okay. Good.
But the sun comes up pretty fast
Okay.
these days. Not much darkness to be had.
So I assume you were done, Michelle? Guess how about Wayne Bailey? I see Wayne's on.
Yeah, I'm here. We're back in Jersey now.
Oh, you came back for the forest fire smoke, huh?
Yeah, I had a heck of a time getting the Zoom to work once we got back here. Yeah, but not much of anything to say. One thing I can try to show the picture I was going to show a couple months ago and couldn't get it to work right. Let's see the spectrum. Basically, it shows why the carbon stars are so red compared to other stars. So let me just bring that up so we can share the. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Is my screen actually being shared?
Yes, now it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. How do I get those? I didn't what I wanted to do. It just changed pictures. How do I get back again now? Let's see. Let me start this over again. My pain in the butt. Come on. Let's see. No, of course, the computer doesn't want to show the picture.
We're not seeing your screen anymore. You're not sure.
No, it stopped screen sharing for a moment. I closed the picture, went to the wrong picture. I couldn't find the scan to get back. Let's see now. I'll try screen sharing again. In a moment when I get to it, there.
Okay.
He's sharing the screen now.
Here we got it.
Yeah, let's see if I can make it full screen and not switch to another picture first. Yeah, there's 4 spectra on there. I've got a label along the top that's in my way. I don't know whether you see that or not. It's going away now. Yeah, there are four different stars. The red line is just a profile. It's a chart of the brightness with respect to wavelength. The rainbow below each one is what you would see if you were looking through a spectrograph. With the blue on the violet on the left, the near ultraviolet, and the far red on the right. The top star is what would be a white star. It's an A0 star. It's Epsilon Ursa Majoris, one of the stars in the handle of the Big Dipper. That's simply a white star for comparison. The dips you see in the profile are the hydrogen absorption lines. H alpha is the one at the right. If you can see my cursor, cursor's on it there. The wavelengths are the same in all four. The wavelength scales are the same in all four. As you go down these four, I enlarge it some. Here you can see the absorption lines in the white star.
Yeah.
Thing. The one below it is an M star, a red giant. You see the kind of fluted appearance. If you look at the spectrum below it, the synthesis of the spectrum, you see it looks like it's wedge shaped. Each of those wedges is a titanium oxide absorption band, molecular absorption band. Each wedge, if you can see my cursor, the region of each one of these triangular shaped areas is actually a couple thousand absorption lines off in the molecule, and each one's a different vibration state in the molecule. But that's a typical red giant star. You know, compared to the blue star, it doesn't have anywhere near as much blue light. It's much brighter in the red. So it looks red when you look at it. We go down to the bottom one. This is the carbon star. The carbon stars are the ones that are the real brilliant garnet stars. This particular one was V Hydra. If you notice there, now the absorption bands here, you don't see the fluting you saw in the red giant, in the M star.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of absorption. It's almost all red light. You see some green. The blue is essentially completely gone. That's a carbon absorption, carbon molecule absorptions. That's why the stars look so red. There basically is nothing but red light getting out of them. The star in between is an S star, S-type star. It's also a red giant, but instead of titanium oxide bands, these bands here, the bands that you see, which aren't as well pronounced, are zirconium oxide. And there's some lanthanum oxide mixed in there too, and a couple of other things. But basically, I just wanted to show that it kind of illustrates why the carbon stars look so red. It's basically only red left in the spectrum. The filter that takes out everything but the red, compared to a normal red star that has a significant amount of blue and green and yellow, or a white star that's mostly actually blue and green. So that was the extent of what I wanted to show. Let's see if we can get back. It should stop screen sharing now.
Did you do this? Do you have like a spectroscope or something?
Yeah, yeah. These are just spectra that I pulled out of my files.
You just attach it to the end of your scope like a camera and
yeah,
shoot photos.
Yeah. It mounts in place of a camera. The way you put the spectrograph is basically just a camera with some optics in front of it instead of a lens. Yeah, I had some additional optics to spread the light out.
Pretty neat.
So like a prism, it creates a rainbow. It splits the frequencies like with a prism.
Well, that's actually a grating, but yeah, it's the same idea. But for the spectrograph I've got there, when you mount it on the telescope, you focus the telescope on a metal plate that has a fine slit in it, and the light from the star goes through that slit. You got to guide the star on that slit. From the slit, it's expanding from the way the light would pass focus of the telescope. It's expanding out there. You just add another lens in there to collimate the light, so it's parallel light that hits the grating. That's just for optical aberrations, to improve the optical aberrations. It hits the grating, that spreads it out into the spectrum like the prism would. And there's another lens to focus it then on the CCD camera. So, but it's a slit that produces the narrow lines. Basically, the spectrum that you see there, the colored spectrum, is an image of the slit in each wavelength, just displaced across the camera.
Wayne, when you do the carbon stars, like what's the Heinz Crimson Star? It's like a really deep red.
Yeah, that's a carbon star.
Yeah, do they all kind of look the same on the spectrograph, or they just favor more to one side, or?
Basically the same. The difference is between every star in the spectrum. But basically the same. Any carbon star would be minus the blue and green light. It'd be the strong carbon absorption bands, the carbon molecules, C2 molecule absorption bands. And that has to do with the composition of the star. Normal M-type stars, normal red giants, have more oxygen than carbon in their atmosphere. Okay. So that, and actually what happens is all the carbon and oxygen in the atmosphere of the star combine to form carbon monoxide. That's the most stable molecule in a star atmosphere, at the temperatures in the star atmosphere. If it uses up all the carbon first, there's oxygen left over to produce titanium oxide or vanadium oxide or zirconium oxide or whatever. If it runs out of oxygen first, the carbon's left over and it produces carbon molecules and you get a carbon star. And the difference is how old the star is. The carbon is produced in the interior of the star as it gets older. And when it gets mixed to the surface, it increases the amount of carbon in the atmosphere. So it takes up some of the oxygen.
I got a free lesson with that too. Thank you.
No,
I never understood that, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
So you got anything, Dave?
Now, I know that Bob, Michelle, and myself are still working on the PAL Observatory. Think we've got some bugs worked out pretty good. And we can go back to fine tuning it and, putting on our big boy pants and maybe lubricate some gearing. And but that's about it. I haven't done any observing.
Okay.
What are you lubricating there, Paul? I'm Dave.
We're gonna call gearing the gearing.
I'm gonna have to separate you two again. I mean, this is getting really old, the two of you.
I want to know who's going to yank on the cable. That's what I want to know.
So I think I got it. Did I miss anybody here? I think I got everybody. I mean, the only other thing I guess was the supernova in M101 that showed up a few weeks ago there. I guess I was able to, I got an image of it. I don't have it ready to share, but I know Mark had posted one a couple of weeks ago, and Joe and others have seen it, and it's pretty, I mean, they don't come along all the time. They're kind of fascinating when there's one reachable within our amateur equipment. So it's kind of fascinating. And then it's in M101, which is kind of a relatively easy object to find and see. And so, yeah, and like a few others we talked about, I've been observing Venus fairly regularly from the Skywatch we had. That was like one of the only objects I saw at the Skywatch before it clouded in, and it was fun to show several people kind of a half moon looking Venus. And so
I could just quick show my supernova. I've got that.
yeah,
here.
go ahead, Mark.
Mark, do we know the status or the brightness of it at this point? Has it stayed? What was it? Minus 12?
I've heard that it's not changing very quickly, and it could be some months before we notice it to get dimmer. But I don't think they said, but nobody knows because it could all of a sudden change faster than we expect. But so far, it seems to be pretty stable, is what I've heard.
But yeah,
Right.
it's fairly relative to the other, the galaxy itself. It's like the brightest, it rivals the core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suzanne, you've been out observing with Joe, right?
Yeah, we've seen that, and some other people in our club have seen it too through my DOB. Yeah, at Zion. I think we were there on like the 26th, 27th, something like that. It was a Sunday, so a few people got to see it, so that was really nice.
Great.
Nice. And nice picture, Mark. Very nice.
Yeah, thanks. This was with my ED80, which was my starter telescope I bought in 2019 and got out of the habit of using it because I was busy with my Schmidt-Cassegrain and the Red Cat. And so I just pulled this out of mothballs recently, and it takes nice images, or at least I know how to take better images now than I did. And I've changed because the telescope hasn't changed. So.
Yeah. By images or post-processing, you get more out of them sometimes. And
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I go back to data from 2019 and I get a lot better images now out of that data than I did when I first took it because I just know more,
wow.
So
Cool. Well, thanks.
you bet.
Unless anybody has anything else, I guess we can call it a meeting. Maybe some of us will get down to SOS one of these days. If not, see you at the next meeting and hopefully at the picnic in July.
I do want to say that we do have a new member real quick. A guy, I want to say his name is Brian Libby, who's trying to break into the world of astrophotography. He's been communicating with me, and he's looking forward to going to SOS. So if you see somebody new post on the e-group that he might be going, maybe one of you fellows could, that are into that, could maybe take a trip down there.
Okay.
Show him the ropes.
Well, I'm going to be out of town starting next week until maybe late October. I'm doing a big trip with the camper. So I won't be in SOS all summer.
Wow.
Late October. Aren't I supposed to meet you in October in Utah?
Yeah, that's where I'll be. Utah, Nevada. Yeah. Well, I'll see you out there.
Okay.
We need to have that conversation. All right.
I've been communicating with Dan, so we're coordinating. So
You're going to see,
what's
you're
that?
going to see the eclipse?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the eclipse in October. That's the main reason, but there's a lot of dark sky out there, so I'll be spending the whole new moon of September and October out west. So
Nice. Well, we'll talk offline. All right. Well,
Okay.
Hey, Paul, can I stay on with Mark and then anybody else that's interested? Mark, I wanted to show you something that I couldn't show you last week.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, take care. Thank you.
See you, Harry.
you're in control of the meeting anyway. You're the host.
Okay.
You just
Okay.
didn't want us to hang up.
Bye-bye.
So you may have already seen this, Mark, but I wanted to make you aware of it. So this is the guy, this is the exterminator guy.
Yeah, I see RC Astro. He's got a new website.
Yeah. And so this is a free thing he put up there. So this is interactive. I just thought you might be interested. So you go in here, and so let's say we'll start out with let's say a red cat. So you put in aperture is 51 and focal ratio is 4.9, right?
Yep.
It doesn't have an eyepiece, so I got to go. See you. Bye.
See ya. And then you put in the seeing, which you can get from the Mateo, or what's that, wherever that's called, that website that has your local seeing.
Yeah.
2 is, average. And then you can put in the wavelength, but it really doesn't change it much. And then you put in your pixel size for your sensor.
Uh-huh.
And your and then the XY coordinates of your sensor. And then you start out with none here. And then what it shows you is along the x-axis, it's basically detail. So what they mean by spatial period is how detailed the image. So if you move just a small amount, how much does the pixel values change?
Yep.
So this is sort of resolution, and then on the y-axis is contrast. So ideally what you want to be is up here
Okay.
with high resolution, high contrast. But the diffraction limit based on your optics and all that is this dotted line.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best you can do, period.
Got it.
And then the blue line is what you lose due to seeing and diffraction. The orange line is what you lose doing because you're looking at pixels and not a continuous sensor. And then the total is what the white line and the red line is. So this is theoretically what you can achieve here. And then if it's red, it's undersampled.
Yep.
So, ideally you want to get up as high into the contrast as possible. But what you can do here is you go in and say, okay, what if I drizzle 2x? It gets rid of that all that undersampling.
Oh,
And then the other thing about it is that when you get rid of again, theoretically with Blur Exterminator, this white line can go up quite a bit. But not when it's undersampled. So if you take away the drizzle again, it can't handle this because it's undersampled. So if you go in and you drizzle, then it helps you out. And then you can also go, what happens if I bin? And then it gets ugly.
Right.
Okay, so that's a red cat. So now go to, I don't know, so your ED80, right? So 80.
Yeah.
This is 6, right? And
well, I've got a focal reducer in it, so I'm effectively at about 540 focal length.
oh, okay. So then I can just change this to focal length, and we can say 540, and the ratio is still. Wait a minute, what is it?
Oh, I should know this.
540
Well,
divided by 80.
it's well, the focal ratio without the reducer is 600 divided by 80.
Oh, it's 600. Okay, my ED80 is 480.
Yeah. So I don't know whether how the focal reducer fits into this, but it's a 600 millimeter focal length without the reducer.
Oh, we'll just do that then. Just do that.
Yeah.
600 divided by 80 is
it
0.5?
Yeah, 4.5 or 7.
Okay. Yep. And then let's say you're using your 2600.
Yeah.
With nothing.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. I've been looking at these curves all day long. This is really good. If you go in here and you get 20% on the contrast, and then you can increase that with Blur Exterminator.
Right.
And so the further to the right you go, the better.
So is this saying then that drizzling wouldn't help me as much on this configuration?
You can try it. Well, it just gets rid of see this little tiny area down here. So it doesn't do much, but yeah, you could do it.
Right.
And then, so you're not, this is where it gets interesting. So your 9 1/4.
Yeah.
Is
it's about what, 235 aperture, is it?
9.29. And let's talk about with your focal reducer.
Yeah, I'm using a 0.7.
Right. So focal ratio is 7 instead of 10, roughly.
Yep, 1650. Yep.
Yep. So look what it does to you. It pushes you way to the left here. And it's because of the seeing. So what you can do here is you can go play with the sliders, right? So I can say, what if the seeing gets better and better and better? So what if I'm down? What if you're out west in Utah and you get, really good seeing, let's say 1. It's almost twice as far to the right as it is with 2, with seeing of 2.
Yeah.
And then you know, you can put in a drizzle. Drizzle doesn't do anything because the seeing is overwhelming everything.
But at the better seeing, the drizzle would help. If you went the slider back to 1 on seeing. Or I thought I saw more red. I guess not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do much.
No, you're right.
And binning makes it worse. So, and then you can also, the other thing is you can change the pixel size, right? If you had a different camera, you wanted to use a 183 or you wanted to use, once different. So you can say, okay, if I got smaller pixels, so this is like a 183, that helped out.
Yeah.
And of course, if you go the other direction, get a big old sensor. It's so anyway, this is on his website. I put it in the chat, the link in case you're interested. I just thought it was a pretty cool little thing. And
Thanks. I'll definitely look at this. This is really nice.
and then so that scope that we're doing at Egg Harbor, it's a 14. So 14 inches, even with a focal reducer at f7, and even with perfect seeing,
Turn off the binning, right?
and then and then with let's say a 2600, it's still it's not going to be great.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to show you.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I wondered, do people make cameras with really small pixels?
The smallest I know is about 2.2.
Yeah, that's all I've been able to find. And it seems like according to some of the analyses, and really to get the sampling right with certain telescopes, you really need to have a much smaller pixel than what's available.
Yeah, so if I start out at one micron pixel, it's still not that great, right? So even if you could, that's not the problem. The problem again is the seeing. If you get the seeing down, it moves that curve way over.
Yep.
So much for my Bortle 8.5 skies here, and my
Yeah.
anyway. All right, thought I'd show you, and I hope you're doing well. And when are you leaving?
Probably a week from tomorrow. It's a little flexible. If the sky looks good, I might swing through Cherry Springs on my way west.
Yeah.
But if the forecast doesn't look good, I'll probably just drive straight to my friend in Ann Arbor's place for
Okay.
visit next
Well,
week.
if you decide to do that, if you decide not to go to Cherry Springs, let me know, because then I might put my ticket up on mention it on the website.
Why don't you just go ahead and do that? Because I think the odds of me going are pretty low.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right.
All
Talk to
right.
you.
Yep. Thanks, Bob. Always good to
Sure.
chat.
Yep. Bye.